Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Pam, pam. Okay. I'm ready. Am I? Dropped frames. Dropped frames. When you start to say dropped frames, it may be that we have to restart the stream. Let's see. Let's see. Dropped frames is not the best, but anyway, hello, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. So we're going to work on some stuff tonight related to the wagons and carts, because I think the functionality is nearly done. I mean, there are still pieces, like for example, the possibility to use the cart also with mounts, and maybe change the speed based on the weight. I mean, there are some stuff, some things that I would like to do, and I have to work on it, but we will do it maybe later. One problem that we have to solve, which is absolutely required, right, is how we are going to... one second, I'm changing the music. Okay. How we are going to manage the storage, right, of the wagons. And I would say not only the storage, but also the acquisition. How do you get them, right? So there is something that we need to think about. So how to acquire a cart is definitely a question. My idea is that there is a specific NPC, and the other thing is, should the cart let's say transport, not cart, should this transport decay? I think probably the answer is yes. So I think you can do some maintenance on it, right? So I don't know if it should be like... but the problem will be that you have to inspect it. Well, you can see the quality. You can see the quality if you look at it. So that may be enough. But I think the answer should be yes, that it will decay. I mean, it's not that it's going to break a wheel or it's going to break down in pieces, but it may be that it's too used or too ruined to be used again, and you have to repair it. So I think that the same shop that is actually selling you the cart can also be used for repair, right? So and then obviously the storage, right? I think I can just do it like this. Transport acquisition, transport decay, transport storage, right? So it's probably more compact way to say the same thing. Right, so how do we acquire it? How do we I mean, does it decay, and how do we repair it, and how do we store it, right? And maybe decay and repair we can do it slightly after, and then yeah, and obviously the transport retrieval, right? Because you store it and then you want to retrieve it, right? You store it, you want to retrieve it. So what I'm thinking is that I think we need a transport manager. You can repair it yourself with a kit, good for training the repairing skill. Well, the repairing skills are for weapons and armor. There is a completely different thing. There is a mechanical vehicle, right? So I don't think that, I mean, for sure it's not the same skill. I mean, the way you repair a wheel, right? I don't think it's the same as you repair a sword, right? So, and adding a new repair, I don't think would be a good idea. And then, I mean, there could be transport customization, right? There could be transport customization. Customization may include skins, you know, may include skins, may include accessories, right? And other stuff. So what I'm thinking is that if you want to do it right, it should be a separate screen, right? There should be a screen for transport management. And I don't know if it should be the same of the pet, but I think that the pet is kind of a different screen, right? I mean, it's true that also the pets are kind of vehicles, but do you think we will ever have vehicles in the game, like a flying something? I don't think so. I mean, you may have a small pterosaur that you can fly, but that will probably be a pet. I don't know though. Because there are some things, right? I mean, there are some things that are in common, like the customization may be in common with the pet. So maybe in the future you want to have a different accessories attached to your pet, right? Or you want to have a decal, right, of your guild or whatever. That would be very nice, actually. And so I'm thinking, if we do it for the transport, should we do the same for the pet? I think I would like to keep them. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but I think I would like to keep them separate. I think they're in the same. I think in the same screen may not be a good idea. Also, the pet screen is already complex enough, right? And is already, I mean, by the way, that screen should probably be redone because it's not working very well. It's a bit, I mean, the layout is pretty bad. But you know, the pet has, for example, the evolution stages, right? So the pet is like the details, the abilities, the evolution stages. I don't know if it's a great idea to have to have it here, right? I think it will just confuse everyone. I mean, it's true that I added some. You see here, these three ampli slots, in theory, are for potential equipment, like an armor or some other stuff, right? Or a saddle or something you can put on, which we may have in the future. Would be nice to have. Yeah, but I think we should not touch this screen, right? We should probably fix it because it's still broken somehow here. The slide is broken since ever, but yeah. So I think we should not. Where I'm falling down, by the way, no idea. Falling down in an impossible place, and I'm not respawning properly, but it's okay. Can do this. Okay. So a new screen, a new screen. We can have a new screen. We can have a new screen. What I'm thinking is, do you think it should be somewhere on the map, right? Like there should be a place where you go. I mean, I don't think it should be a place in the city, because if he has to, I mean, if this storage, he needs to store wagons for so many people, right? I don't know if I want to have a visual storage or like a GTA kind of thing, right? You just go to a place and you get your you get your thing. But I think it would be nice if it's a building that, you know, maybe as underground storage. Maybe the idea is that all the wagons are stored downstairs, right? And there is a big garage, a big parking lot, right? Tuning, using up and down for the wheel and low rider like the American cars. Yeah, maybe. Well, you have to tune more the Rivnak than the transport, but yeah. If you give some spicy food to the Rivnak, it will go faster. Another thing that I was reasoning on is how do you get your vehicle, right? And like, for example, in I'm thinking just GTA 5, right? GTA 5, when you get your vehicle, it basically appears in a parking lot, right? Like if you are recalling it. Now I don't know if I can find the video. Oh my god, TikTok, no. Can I have a normal video? I mean, can I have a video that is not on
to make your car small in front of you.
Oh, I cannot remove the audio. So there is kind of a menu, right? There's kind of a menu where you select the car and then it basically appears. But no, I'm not finding what I mean. I mean, these videos are super shit. I mean, they're like tricks, you know, but I'm not speaking about tricks. I'm just speaking about the standard way to do it. But anyway, you know how to do it, right? So you know how to do it. So the idea would be to have a location, right? Now, and I think the location should be probably just outside the city, right? There should be a building just outside the city. I don't think that the wagons and the carts can stay in the city. At least the storage. I mean, I think you can carry your wagon in the city. If you want to enter with your wagon in the city, I think you can. No one is preventing you to do it, right? I think it's fine because you may carry goods around. But the storage, I think it should be outside, right? So for example, here they can be in this area, right? They can be in this area building or something where you store and retrieve, right? And I don't know if the guy that is selling it is also the guy that is storing and retrieving, but probably yes. So what I'm thinking is that, like, in an area like this, right? In an area like this, well, let me do that. In an area like this, right? We could have a building. Now the building, we have to decide what is it, but definitely there should be a fairly large door that is dedicated to the entrance of the vehicles, and I think that this one can actually be closed, right? So like that you don't see inside. It's just a big gate, right? Where you know that your cart will go in it, right? So just a big gate, and you cannot open it. You know, it's just there for you to think that your cart is going somewhere, right? Pretty much. And then I think there should be an area just next to it, which is kind of the workshop, right? So I think there should be a kind of a workshop area where maybe someone, I mean, where definitely there should be an NPC, right? And the NPC should be able to sell you the cart, to repair the cart, to customize the cart or the transport, and then also to store it. And I just don't know. So, and then we need an area, right? We need an area in front that I don't know if it should be this, right? But we need an area in front of the main garage door that is dedicated to retrieve and store, right? So you put it there and you store it, right? And I think it can look, so imagine that here you have your cart. Imagine that here you have your no, it will never work this way because it's too bright, but anyway, imagine that here you put your cart, right, or your wagon or whatever you have, and you park it here. I don't know if you park it there and then you go to the guy and you ask to park it, or as soon as you put it there, a new icon shows up which is like store, right, and you store it. Yeah, I think it should be something like that. And the storage, so I think there will be a pop-up. You right click on your vehicle, right, and it will say store, right. Now the only problem is if multiple people are doing this at the same time, we will have to consider that maybe in that case we don't want multiple people to retrieve a cart at the same time, right? And also I'm thinking about cart ownership, right? So if someone else use your cart or not? Can you give your cart to someone else, or everyone has his own? I think again the way GTA 5 does it is that if you lose the car somehow, you know, you can always retrieve it at your garage. So you assume that somehow it came back, right? Somehow someone brought it back to the garage, right? But this I'm not completely sure. This I'm not completely sure. Are the storage like the bank system? You can drop and take everywhere in the game an NPC? That is a very good question, because it's a very good question, because obviously the easiest is yes, right? So that you store in one place and you retrieve in another place. But I don't know if I agree to this. I don't know if I agree to this. Because I don't know if you agree to this. You know what I'm really tempted to do? But I think it's a big change. I think it's a big change. Is to add the location. Is to add the location. I mean, it's something that I'm already thinking about it. I'm already thinking about it since some time. And now that we are developing better the transports and the encumbrance and all of that, it starts to make sense. Do you think it's too annoying to have a location and to have a transport location? You know what I'm thinking? I don't know if I want to do it, but I'm like very close to say yes. I'm thinking this. There is name, there is quality, there is price, and there is... I don't even know why there is price, by the way. But fine. I mean, it is in the storage window. The storage window should not have the location. The withdraw should have the location. The withdraw should have the location. The withdraw should have the location. So if I say that there is a location, and the location is here, right? Or okay, whatever. I mean, even if it's not the same item, fine. I mean, I don't care. I mean, we don't have... so the location can be here or can be the city or the NPC. Because then, right, then if he's in another, I mean, if he's here, no problem. You can withdraw it, right? We can withdraw it from this guy that has a giant warehouse somewhere. But if he's not here, this thing may become a button, right? Something you can click on it. And if you click on it, right, there could be a pop-up that is telling you to retrieve it, right? Like for example, transfer here for 1000 tria, right? 5 minutes. What do you think about it? What do you think about it? Because the same can then apply to the transport, right? So this thing may apply to any item and may apply to any... Now, Now location in parent. Crap, here's no description. It's no description. But anyway, there is one that is dedicated to storage, obviously. No. Yeah, it doesn't say, but there is a storage location, right? The only problem is that if it's a storage location, we will have to add a new By the way, these three fields, you know, X, Y, Z, are really stupid. Because it's just, I mean, it can just be a vector, right? It can be just a X, comma, Y, comma, Z. But anyway, and the same for the rotation, right? So we don't have 6 fields. At the moment, we have 6 fields, right? Just for that, which is, they can be 2 fields instead of 6, and it will be way more compact and readable and loadable. But okay, apart from this, I will need another field, right, for the storage location. Or we use location in parent. Nah, it's impossible. I mean, I cannot use location in parent with a million because they can be really a million places, right, in the future. So there is an inventory slot storage. Inventory slot storage. Yeah, exactly, which is -2, right? So what do you think? What do you think about a system that is actually transferring items for a fee and in within a certain time, right? Is it too annoying? I mean, it is a bit annoying. It is a bit annoying. So you will have to, because if you are, yeah, it is a bit annoying. But at the same time, you know, it's very weird. It's very weird that you store something here and then you go in a completely different region and you just retrieve it like that, right? Like if it was transferred automatically. And the transports can exactly be used for that, right? The transport could be used to transport materials back and forth as needed. Now, the problem is that you may say, oh, how much time does it take to go from one city to the other? Well, if it's by pterosaur, it's very easy. I mean, it may take a few minutes, really. If you go by cart or wagon, it may take a lot of time, right? So there should be, in fact, you know, if we go to Crystal and we try to send a mail, if you go to Crystal, oh, it's snowing. If we go to Crystal and we try to send a mail, I already had a system like that, right? You see, transport land or transport air, right? And the fee that at the moment is completely not, at the moment is not applied, right? At the moment it's not applied, but the fee is different if it's land or air, right? Because it may take, you know, this one may take 10 minutes, this one may take 1 hour, right? This was already the idea, but I never implemented it. I never implemented it. Do you have an opinion, guys, on this or no? I need some feedback. I need some feedback because I think is I mean, realistically makes sense, but in game it may just be annoying. But if it's true for the items, I think it's even more true for the cards, right? Because I mean, you store a wagon in one city and then you store a wagon in one city and then you retrieve it in the other city. I mean, that's very weird, right? That's very weird. So I think we need a way to transfer it. I mean, okay, it can be magic. You can say, oh, magically your transport is sent to the other side, but you know, who is using magic to teleport a cart, right? So so I think that the transport window should include a list of wagons that you have, a list of wagons that you may buy. And by the way, I don't know if I want to have only one retrieval at a time. Like, you can only have one wagon outside or not. And also, I don't know about the ownership, right? I don't know about the ownership. The problem of the ownership is that the item doesn't know. Doesn't know that it belongs to you. Unless we can use the creator mark. We can use the creator mark. We can say that only for transports, right? Only for transports, the creator mark is used to determine the ownership. And so you cannot use a cart of someone else. I am okay with this, with a real underground garage, but then it can be stored with an NPC, but you can take it everywhere, only at this NPC. No, I'm saying something different. I'm saying something different, Hula. I'm saying that if you are in Idla, right? If you are in Idla here at Arnquest, right? This is Arnquest, right? You are at Arnquest. The storage of any item, including wagons, and obviously for wagons will be another character, but the storage of any item is local, right? So it's telling you if that item is here or if the item is in another city, depending where you stored it, right? Depending where you stored it. And if it's in another city, you may ask for a transfer. So for example, this Talon, right? This Talon is in Ojavera. You are speaking with Arnquist, and Arnquist is telling you, oh yes, I know that this is stored somewhere else, right? By the way, how can Arnquist know that it's stored somewhere else? I have no idea. But anyway. And so you click on this button, and he's asking you, okay, if you want to transfer it, you can transfer it for 1000 Tria, and the time is 5 minutes. And so in 5 minutes, that item will come to you, right? Because it will be transferred by Megaras or by Wagons, right? And what I'm saying is that the same will happen for the Wagons, right? So that you have a wagon in one city, if you want to bring it to another city, someone else should bring it, or you bring it yourself. The big problem is crafting. Like, I like the fact that I can go everywhere in the game and craft with just a bank and Piscini. Yeah. Yeah, I understand, yes. I understand that. I mean, for now we can have it like the items, right? That you can retrieve it everywhere, but logically makes no sense, right? Logically makes no sense. I mean, RP wise, it makes no sense, right? So you have a big wagon, right? We have a big wagon in one city, and then magically, poof, it appears in the other city, right? It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. So it really gives a feeling of things not being reasonable, right? And working as they should. And also it makes the why I'm doing this reasoning now. I'm doing this reasoning now because now we have transports, right? Now we have transports. And so what I'm saying is that if you have two cities, right? If you have two cities and you want to try and there is a road between the two cities, and now we have people that can transport, you know, with a cart stuff between cities, right? Which is nice, but oh, by the way, all the storage mechanism is automatically teleporting things, right? And so this transport becomes kind of useless. Well, it doesn't become useless in reality because you may have Hidla Ojavera, and then you may have a cave. You may have a mine. You know, you may have a gold mine here, and there is no banker right near the gold mine, right? So in reality, the road between the city and the gold mine, you will still have to use the cart, right, to move the stuff through, right? That is definitely true. Oops. Fuck. Okay, I cannot do a circle anymore for whatever reason. Okay, better. So let's say that players can use the cart to move materials between the gold mine and the city because there is no banker. But obviously, between Idla and Ojaveda, right, at the moment is completely useless because you can just bring the stuff to the banker and the banker is automatically transporting it to the other city for you. So the question is, do we want to remove that possibility, right? But if we remove that possibility, it may just be an annoyance instead of a feature, right? Instead of a nice feature. That is what I'm trying to reason on, right? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? If it's a bad thing, we don't want it, right? I mean, it gives power to the transports, but so if we leave the current system, right? Basically, what we are saying is that you are only using the cart or the wagon between the city and the mines, or anyway the outdoors, right? Whatever, the lands out far away from the cities, right? Perhaps the car can be used only for special items you cannot drop in the bank. Having certain items that you cannot drop in the bank, I don't think is a good idea, because you may always you should always be able to store stuff somewhere, right? You should always be able to store, because imagine that you get I don't know, some items from a quest or from a, well, not from a quest, but I'm saying as a prize, right? And then you cannot drop it. You cannot, I don't know. I mean, are you thinking to just large items like maybe tents or catapults or siege? Yeah, any siege weapon. I think the siege weapon will have to go with the carts, yes, and with the wagons. But anyway, I think this system is a bit complex, and I don't know if I want to do it. But so I think that for now we can just teleport, right? We can just teleport the stuff. So yes, the wagon will appear in the other city without any problems, right? In short, don't destroy the game mechanic only because you add a new item. Yeah. No, I understand that, but maybe I wanted to introduce a new mechanic, right? What I was trying to do, I was trying to introduce a new mechanic that allows you to move items to other cities, either by cart or wagon or by paying a fee, right? So you can pay someone that does it for you, or you can carry it yourself, right? But I agree they may be very annoying, because, for example, you may have different dungeons, right? You may have different dungeons in the future, and maybe a certain dungeon requires certain materials or certain armor or certain weapons. And if every time, right? If every time you need to move the stuff, right? It becomes a mess. It really becomes a mess. So probably it's not a good idea. Probably it's not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. Probably not a good idea. Okay, we scratch it for now, okay? We scratch it for now. So we scratch this for now. We will think about it, but we scratch it for now because so also the transport, right, will appear and disappear at the garage. I think it would be nice if you can still have the garage, right? So if there is still a building where they store vehicles, right? I think would be good. And no, I cannot do the underground. Because the problem is space management. So imagine that we have 100 players, right? 100 players, and every player has 5 cards, right? Or 4 cards like we have. So it's 100 players multiplied by 4, right? So it's 400 things that we have to visually store somewhere. That's impossible, right? So we cannot have a real underground garage because it doesn't scale, right? It doesn't scale with numbers. And also, that will be only used to store stuff, so no one will ever go there, right? So it's basically a game area that is completely useless. So I think it's a bad design. I think we should assume that this 400, right? These 400 cards are all inside of this, and yes, there is a giant underground cave with million parking slots, right? But you don't see it. It's just that It's just that you retrieve it from the door, right? You retrieve it from the door and that's it. Right? So I'm thinking if I'm thinking if I'm thinking if the NPC is needed or not. Because in theory you could click on the door, right? You could click on the door and just enter the management of your vehicles, right? Or you can click on the NPC and enter the management of your vehicle. I mean, it's about the same. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of difference. Do you think you have to pay? Do you think you have to pay for the parking? So said, I think about all the underground kit from the free Unreal shop you can finally use. Nah, I don't know if there are. No, we cannot have that. It's impossible. We cannot have that. We cannot have physical space for the cards. We cannot have it. It's too much space for nothing. And no one will, I mean, it's just a mess of management, right? So they will have to be in a certain position. That's not possible. That's not possible. We have, so the card needs to appear and disappear and you consider it goes inside the door, right? That is what it is. I'm just thinking if we should have, an NPC or not. But yeah, I think we should have an NPC because anyway, if you want to buy it. But I don't even know what you have to say to this NPC, right? The NPC can tell you, check the garage and you will see, you will see what I have, right? And so there should be a garage management. So the garage will be this door, right? The garage will be this door. So you go there and you see all the possible transports, right? All the possible transports that you have. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy because you need a window for that, right? You need a kind of a window with the I mean it's similar to the windows of the pets, right? Where you click on each, right? You click on each and I don't know why all these things have you cannot rename it? Really? You have to summon it to rename it? Oh wow. Didn't know that. Yes. It needs to be summoned to be able to rename it. Okay, fine. I didn't know that. I mean, I did remember that. Ah, fuck. It did the other one. No. Because it's automatically doing the one that is summoned at the moment. That's not very nice. But anyway, so you need so you will need a kind of a menu like this with all the different cards that are offered or are available. Because there can be many. Plus we need is there a UI editor online? UI editor online. Free online UI design tool. I mean free, even if simple, but is there a free? No, but I need a UI. I need. I think it's easier if I do it in. Is there hierarchy, like one thing inside the other or not? No. It doesn't understand one thing inside the other. You know, that's very important. No, wait. We can do it just in a painting, just in game. But the point is that I need the point is that I need I mean, I don't know exactly how to do it, but for sure I need a building, and then I need a UI that shows, right, the different a UI that shows the different available cards or whatever they are, right? And they need to have what? They need to have characteristics as well. Yes, they need to have characteristics. So they need to have a name. Well, but we have the name, right? So basically the contain. So for example, there is the two wheels. Huh? For example, there is the two. Oh my god! Can I freaking type? Okay. For example, this is the two wheels cart, right? I don't know why it's so small. I don't know why it's invisible. I don't know why the upper menu is in a place where I cannot reach. So the two wheels cart will have The two wheels cart will have a capacity, right? And the capacity, we have it. And we also have the slot. I don't know if I want to say the slots, but the slots maybe is something very game. But there is the capacity, right? Which is like 100. And then there is the price. Right? Which can be, I don't know, 5,000, whatever. And what else do we need? The speed? No, the speed, no. And I think it should tell you if you own it already or not, right? Because if you own it already... So, do you think you can own more than one? Owning more than one, I think, is a bad idea. Because then you start to give it to 1 million people, and I think it's a bad idea. I think you will be able to own only one. So there should be like a tag that is owned or not owned, right? So capacity, price, and name. Anything else? I don't think so. Well, they can be the quality, right? They can be the quality, which is basically the current status, if he's in good shape or if he's in bad shape, right? Because you may have a broken cart, right? You may have a broken car. So the quality can be, for example, 40 out of 50, right? Because you used it already a bit, and so is kind of ruined. But this information is all information that we already have, right? One only, okay, but by child you can have more than one. Yeah, okay, if you have multiple characters, right? Every character can have its own, yes, for sure. I mean, everything, for us, everything is character based, right? Everything is character based, yes. So you may have, this, right? And then, and then there is this one, right? And and then there is this one. Sometimes. Please. Okay, and then there is this one, right? And so now the only problem, and this list should be different by NPC or by location, or all the location have all the cards. That I don't know. All the locations have all the cards and you can buy them in any place. I don't know. I think that you may... You may get... I mean, my idea was to get them through a quest or something, but... Obviously, it also makes sense that they just sell it, right? So in here you have also the status if he's retrieved or if he's outside. And here the status, what is it then? So status owned in garage, so you know that it's there, and status available for purchase. And then you may have another one, right? Huh? What do you mean? What happened? Ah, because I pasted this as a... Okay. Bra. Please. What the fuck? How is it possible if he's on the same layer? Ah, he's not in the same layer. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I said no alpha. Why life is so hard sometimes? Why simple things are so hard sometimes? Okay. So this is... So I wanted to say that, like, this one is owned, but is not in the garage, right? It's not stored. So I think it should tell you that you have it, but it should tell you that you have it because it's like a list. I mean, I think the garage knows that you bought it, but it's outside somewhere, right? It's outside somewhere. I don't know where is it, but it may be outside, right? It may be outside. So now the problem is that if I do it this way, which I think is not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing, but basically this means that this building knows where your cards are. Right? Which overall I think is a kind of a good idea because you may have materials on it, right? And maybe here we can have the retrieve, right? So if you lost it for whatever reason, I think there can be a fee for retrieving it. So if the status is owned out of garage, you may request to bring it back to the garage, and it may cost you money. I don't know how much it's gonna cost you, but maybe not much. Maybe not much, but there could be a button that is like retrieve, right? Retrieve, and it will say 1003 or whatever. Doesn't work. Ah, it does. Do you think we should have that or not? I think we should, huh? Retrieve 1003, yeah. Six is that big? Wow. Anyway. So if you click, so yeah, because I think it will be very easy that you lose it. I mean, like you disconnect, or the card glitches, or you leave it somewhere and then you forget about it. You know, I mean, it may happen. Anything may happen, right? It's a bit like your mount. So, and I think that having a way to retrieve it, I think will be very nice, even if it's not very roleplay wise meaningful, because how can the owner go and retrieve it for you if he has no idea where is it, right? Do we want to have the retrieve or not? Do we want to have the retrieve or not? Or just we want to say, if you lost it, you lost it. If you lost it, you lost it is very annoying. I mean, it's more RP-wise is better, but game-wise is super annoying. Because if for whatever reason it glitches into a mountain, right? And you want to retrieve it, you will never be able to retrieve it. Making an NPC server for taking the lost card and you need to pay for having it? Yeah, exactly. It's this retrieve 1003, yes. Yeah, that is the thing. So this window, right, this window will appear when you speak with this NPC inside this building, right? Which is the Wagon storage building, I don't know. So yes. Which is the Wagon storage building. The only problem I see is that so we basically need to add a new location, right? We need to add a new inventory slot. And this inventory slot will be garage, right? Because it's not storage. Storage is something else, right? It needs to be garage. And what I'm thinking is which of those let me try to save it. Wait, let me just do this because this is I mean, we can just do it in paint. I don't know why I want to do it there. This one we scratch it. This one we scratch it. Yeah, now the font is different because I changed the application, but it's fine. I mean, the quest, I don't like the idea you make a new building at this Oja door, more far from the two guards better. Yeah, that was just an example, but you think it's too close? I don't know, it seems to be the perfect place to store a... It seems to be the perfect place to store a cart, right? Just outside of the city. Where do you want it? I think it's not a bad place. You think it's a bad place? I don't know. I think it should be just outside the doors, right? Like here, You know, we may have now the problem of a big city like this is that we have multiple entrances. So I don't know if, I mean the building can also be smaller, but the problem is that we have the north entrance here, right? The north entrance there, and we have the east entrance there. So, and if you arrive right in a place and you want to store your cart, maybe you have to go there and store it, right? And if it's on the other side of the city, maybe kind of annoying. I have Kikiri and Rogan. This special spot is, is sentimental. I mean, I don't care, but okay. It's a sentimental spot. I mean, I can make the building smaller. I don't know. We'll think about it. So we need a window. So we need a window with a list of, so the changes that I have to make, right? What changes do I have to make to the game? The first change is that I need a new inventory slot, because I need to be able to move. So it's a bit like the mail, or it's a bit like the storage, right? So I need to be able to move from the garage and to the garage, right? And that is kind of easy because I can just add another line here and I call it -6, you know, garage. And it's pretty much done, right? I mean, I can do it now. I mean, it's not a problem. Use it for transports, right? So we can add a new slot. There is a garage slot. And now our inventory system will work. I mean, we need to manage it in few places, obviously, but I don't think we are loading. So I need to add a new slot. I mean, it's not a slot in the UI. I'm not saying a slot here. Okay, it's not a slot here. Is an internal slot, right? Is a PS character inventory slot. But anyway, a new inventory slot in yeah, a new inventory slot. So then I need a way to move items to it and from it, right? And then when I store it, so then I need the building itself, but the building itself, I'm a bit unsure if I use the NPC or if I use the door. So you click on the door and or you speak with the NPC. Like we have the city management, right? So now we have a city management icon. And I can have the transport. Yeah, I think it should be something like that. It should be like a new icon for transports, right? That is used that is used for, so we need a new icon type. Oh, that's a mess. We already have a million. CT manager. It's like when we added the CT manager icon. I don't remember how where is it, but there is a place where we yeah, exactly. See. But this is on an NPC though. Yeah, it's like NPC talk. We should have the. Yeah, we have transport already. So we can use this, right? We can use transport. We can use transport. And if it's done on an item, is actually activating the. Yeah, I think we can do that. I just don't remember when we right click on the NPC and we have to show the CT. How do we do it? The CT manager. Sorry, I'm going blank on this. I don't remember. How do we do the selection for the NPC, right? Character type. Probably because the city manager is replicated. No? There it is. City manager. City manager. Yeah. Yes. And manager of city is replicated. Yeah, it's replicated. Yeah, we do it this way. Well, this is one way to do it. Yeah, I think we can do it the same. I think that is a good way. It's easy enough. It doesn't mess up, right? I think it's easy enough. So we will have a new flag, right? We will have a new flag that is garage owner or something like that, right? Now So I think we can have a specific variable to know if this guy is a manager of a garage or not. So he can basically store transports or not. And the rest of the structure can be identical, right? Can be identical. And we also have the button already, which is the yeah. The only problem will be the location of this, because if he's already a banker, if he's already a and perhaps I like the idea I can go to Girosh with the cart. Yeah, you can go up to, yeah, you can enter the city, right? I mean, in theory, the garage manager can be Girosh, right? It's not a bad idea, actually. I just don't know if he should be inside the city or not. I mean, depends on the city. Every city will be a bit different, right? In every city, it will be a bit different. But for example, here... Okay, wait, my character is going crazy. By the way, nice Z fighting on this wall. This wall is duplicated. Okay, anyway. So you can go to him, right? And by the way, now you see he has an axe, he has a pouch, he has a container for jam. You can go to him. Now the problem is that there must be a space for, you see this big thing? Yeah, it is exactly the door. There is exactly the door. It's just on the other side, but it's exactly the door. There is exactly the garage door, right? I mean, it can also be inside the city. I don't think it must be outside. I think it can also be inside the city. It's fine. Can be inside or outside. It's the same. It's the same. It just needs to be somewhere, right? Uh-oh. What happened to this window? What happened to this? GG. The problem is that this guy is already a storage manager, is already a merchant, and is already a banker, right? I mean, we can have the other icon here. It's fine. We can have another icon here, which is the transport, right? We have space for all that stuff. So you can go to him. You can go now. I don't know if you go here or you go here. No, I think you go to him. You go to him. You go to him and you... You go to him and in the transport window, so you go to him, you right click, a new icon pops up, which is the transport icon. And you see this window, right? You see this window. And this window will tell you... I don't know if the guy that is selling you the stuff is also the guy that is storing it. And I don't know if I want to have the same guy, right? Or we add a new guy here, or I'm not completely sure. I don't want the same NPC to be used for everything. Oh, by the way, there is a cart here, you see? I don't want the same NPC to be used for everything. I want different NPC because it gives, you know, more more deepness to the game, right? If there are different characters, different stories, different quests, different, right? One day we will have to redo this city completely, guys. I think it's starting to look like super old. I mean, it was already looking old, but as years go by, it's looking older and older and older, right? This part of the city, I mean, this city really needs to be redone, I think. No, I'm thinking we should add another NPC probably in this part of the city. The problem is that it's a bit far, right? It's a bit far from the entrance. Yeah, or we add another NPC, there. Next to Jirosh, like next to the door, next to the big door. Or we add another NPC in the new part of the city. Also because the new part of the city, we should populate it somehow, right? And I think it would be nice to have someone here. At the moment, this part of the city is very empty. And it would be nice to have something. Right? The problem is that it's a bit far, because if you have to go here every time, it's kind of annoying. Because unfortunately this city does not have multiple entrances, right? I mean, there is one entrance there, but we don't use it. Yeah, the easiest is one NPC next to Jirosh, I guess. Because if I put people here and you arrive with a cart, right? You arrive with a cart from outside, it's very annoying. Yeah, so basically you right click on the NPC. But you know what I'm thinking? I don't know if I really want to have the price. I think I mean, if you want to sell an item, the only problem is that if you buy the item, right, and the item is a transport, it cannot go into your inventory, right? So what I'm saying is that I cannot use the same window. I cannot say buy and then buy my cart, because when I buy my cart from here, it will go into my inventory, right? And well, we can have something special that if you buy it and is a transport, is automatically going into your garage, right? We can do that. We can do that. I'm just not completely clear on how I want the UI to look, right? So if I want the UI to show you the I'm not completely convinced about this view. Because I think you can buy it from an NPC like a normal item. And the only difference is that when you buy it and it's a transport, it will go into your garage, and that's fine. And so it will not be shown in your inventory, right? So it's the same as when you put an item into a mail, right? When you put an item into a mail, is the same. Do you have a suggestion, guys? Or anyway, do you have any reasoning on how to do it? Because at the moment I'm thinking something different. So the cart, you may get it from a quest, or you may get it from, if you buy it from an NPC, and you buy it in a standard way. So you buy it like this, or you get it from a quest like this. The only difference is that if it is a transport, it will go to the garage directly, and you will find it in the garage, right? So for example, if we say that Giros is selling these things, you will click on him, you will buy, you will go under transports, right? There is a category transports, and you will sell it. I mean, you will buy it, and you will buy it, and then you will go. And then you will go to the garage or what? No, and then you will go to the garage manager NPC. Yeah, but we need to have a garage manager NPC, right? That in this case can also be Girosh, but it's fine. We can add a new guy, right? And the new guy will have the right click transport icon. And we click on that, and that will allow you to manage the ones that you have, right, in your garage. Yeah, exactly. 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 So how do we set up the... It's under flags, huh? It's under flags. Ah, no, we have another table. I created another table. Not sure why I created another table. I created another table because I needed it anyway for the mail. Yeah, I needed it anyway from the mail. And I used this table also to flag the NPC. I see. Do we want to do the same for the cart, for the transport? I don't really like this idea. This idea is actually very bad. Banker. You know what we can do? We can rename this thing and make it a flag. Make it a flag. Now it will change a lot of stuff, but we will have, we need to flag somehow. Character type, no. Character type. Changing the character table is always a mess, so if I can avoid, probably is better, but I mean, I can also put it in character variables. I have the perfect one. Search Antar logo on Google for the garage guy. The garage guy. Antar logo. What is Antar logo? Antar logo. What is Antar logo? This guy? This guy is the guy for the thing? I don't know. Maybe not. No, I'm trying to understand how to flag, right? How to flag this NPC as a garage owner, as a garage man, right? Because the city manager we created a new. Did we create a new table? Yeah, because he was already in the city info. Because it was in the city info. It was in the city info, and so here there is manager ID, right? Here there is manager ID. So do we need a table? Well, do we need a table to manage this? I mean, the items I have, but definitely I need to keep this. Depends. If the garage is global, I don't need it because I can just use the new inventory slot, right? I can use the new inventory slot. The inventory slot is what? Is location. Item instances. Item instances is location in parent, right? So if I search where location in parent is equal to -2. Yeah, these are all the items that are in storage, right? If I search if I search -4, these are the ones that are in mail. This will probably be empty, but no, there is stuff. There's not much stuff, but there is stuff. There are some mails that have been sent and never retrieved. Fine. So I can manage the location through the location in parent, right? So that we know if the cart is in the garage. So I don't need a table for that. Also, I don't need a table to buy or sell items because we have them in the standard way, like any other item. I don't have any field that is special. And I don't have well, what I need. No, I don't even need because do I need to track the status? Yes, I need to track the status. No. The status is my location in parent. Yeah, exactly. The status is my location in parent. So I basically have everything. The only thing that I'm missing is how to flag the NPC as a garage manager. How to flag the NPC as a garage manager. How to flag the NPC as a garage manager. I don't want to add another table. We have so many tables already. We have so many tables already. So many tables. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking to change this table and... I mean, not to change the table, but to change this column that at the moment is called banker, and to give it a and make it a kind of a flag, right? Kind of a flag. Similar to this, similar to help event flag, right? And I can leave, I can even leave it as, I can even leave it as banker, but we can have like, help event flag. How do we manage this? I think we can manage it exactly the same way. Or we can also make it simpler. But yeah, pretty much that should be the idea, right? That you have potential flags, right? That are applied. Yeah, we can do, I think we can do it in the banker flag, and maybe we will have other stuff in the future. And we can probably rename it to role or roles. Roles will even be better, NPC roles. And we can say that, yeah, one is banker, right? And 10 is I don't remember if these beat flags, how do we sorry, I'm confused 1 second about this freaking so yeah, it's doing it bitwise. So it's 2, 4, 8, right? It's 2, 4, 8, whatever. So this will be 4. Yeah. This will be 4. This will be 8. No, sorry. This will be 8 and such, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's doing it bitwise. 2, 4, 8. So I can have, so I can have, right? I can have my event flag as 1 and 3. And this becomes 10, yes. And this becomes 10. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I forgot a bit how it was, but it is like that. So is like this. So is adding with the pipe and with the ore and checking with the end, right? So we could do the same thing. We could do the same thing. So we create a new enumeration class that is a bit annoying because banker is already there, but in banker actually we decided to have it as I think that probably what we can do. No, yeah, I think we can use this technique only to store it, but then we will and read it, but then we will store it in a flag like that, right? Because I think it's cleaner. Yes, I think it's cleaner, right? Like this. Right. Now the only problem of the technique with the bit field is that if we yeah, but okay, let's do it this way. If we want to have in the future, we want to have garages of different cities that are, but I don't think if we'll ever have, so probably not. So what we can do, we can do this, right? So instead of reading it like this, we need to ensure that one is 2. Yeah, 1 is 2. Or I can do it manually. I can do one. The problem is that it never starts with 1. It starts with 2, right? The bit field starts with 2. So I will have to change all the bankers from 1 to 2. Because what we will have to do, I don't know if I'm doing it too messy, but we will basically have to do this, right? We will have to say if help flags and 1 which blah 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 equal to 0, right? Well, actually equal to 1 in our case, right? Because this will return, so if I do, I don't know which one is it, but if I do, okay, if I do where is this thing? Is it? Yeah, if I do this, right, and I say that I want to see if this is 4, it will return 0, I assume, right? he will return 0. If I say 3, he will return 1. Or 8 anyway. It returns the... yeah, but you can check that it's greater than 0, basically, right? Check is greater than 0. So what we have to do... But it cannot work with 1, right? No, it doesn't work with 1. It doesn't work with 1. Which is super annoying. So I will have to change all the bankers to be 2. But if I do it, all my web applications will stop working. No. 1 second. In C++, I want to have a bitwise. Flag made of an int, right? Like this, right? Well, like this. My problem is that I would like to keep the 1. How do I keep the 1? My problem is that in the current data set, the value 1 is valid, and I want to keep it. Yeah, 0 already corresponds to 1. And no, but the zero means no. the zero means no. So I use 1 as 2, and then I use 4 as I think I understand what I have to do. No, but 1, sorry, wait a sec. I'm getting confused now. If I put a 1, what is it? If I put a 1, and no, the result is 2. But okay, fine, we can just change the okay, we can just change the reading. Okay, we just change the reading. Okay, I understand. You know, we just change the reading. Yeah, stupid me. So we can do this, right? We can do this. We can do let me just put a comment, because otherwise we never it changed. We use a bit flag. We use a bit flag where 1 in the database is 1 in the database is the banker, and 2. So if I add 1 and 2, it becomes 6, right? Huh? Yes, it becomes 6. Okay. Yum, 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 yum. Where one database is the banker. No, but wait a second. It's not possible. One in the database is the banker. It must be 2. What? What should I do? -1? No! I lost again. 0 no flags. 1 is flag 1 0 bit. No, it cannot be 0 bit. Is 2 bits. Huh? I don't want to define an enumeration at flag, no, please. Flag 1. So flag 1 is my banker. And flag 2. Okay, so if I put 0 and I beat. Okay, so if I put 0, it becomes 1. So I can start from. I can really start from 1. So if I say that my guy is 0 and 1, right? What is the total? And the total is 2. Oh no, the total is 3. Ah! The total is 3. Ah, fantastic. I thought the total was 2, but no, it's 3. Because 0 actually counts as 1. Ah, very nice. Very nice. So... What? No, but so if I read 1 from the database, what the fuck is it? If I read 1 from the database, right? What is it? Because if I do 1 1, one is present, huh? And 0. Yeah, but also 0 is present. So I read my thing. Wait a sec. You know, 0 is never found. But 1 is found if it's 1. Hey, no. 1 is found if it's 2. Doesn't work, my friend. Oh, shit. Doesn't work. I cannot keep the 1 in the database. Okay, let's invent another system. It's fine. I will not do it bit flag GG. We will do it by decimal. It's fine. We will do 1, 10, 100, 1000. Fine. Fuck it. And 10 is the garage man. Okay. We will do it 110. And so if he's a garage man, is 11. Now I will still have to change all my web apps because yeah, I still need to change all my web apps because they will have to read it this way. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. Yeah, even if I do 110, 100, 1000 is the same. Ah, no, it's not. Because the one will still be the... No, but if he's a banker and a garage man, I will have to read it differently because it will be 11. And the banker will not be flagged. No, what I'm saying is that if I go in my web console, right? If I go in my web console and I go to any NPC, for example, Arnquist, right? And I say that Arnquist is a banker, which is here. You see, banker is flagged, right? I will have to change this. I mean, it's not a big change, but I'm just thinking how many other places I will have to change this. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it even if I have to change everything. It's fine. Fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And we can have probably 3. We can add in the future. We can add in the future 3 as the mailman. So we remove that stupid fake flag inside a mail table, right? Which I think is pretty bad. So I think we can have all the roles in this beat flag. And so I will do this. And we'll probably rename the field in the future, but at the moment I don't have the balls to do it because there's too many changes. I'm trying to do what I want with the minimum changes possible, but I understand I may not be exactly. Okay, so let's say that my number is 1. I will search for 2, right? No, I will search for 1. Sorry, I will search for 1. Huh? So here I'm checking if my help event flags have 2. No, I think I cannot do it this way. I have to do it this. So 1 doesn't exist. The only one that exists is 2. Yeah. The only one that exists is 2. So the first, so the value in the database is 2. But the flag that I'm extracting is 1. Yeah, that's a bit confusing, but anyway. Yeah, but it is what it is. So in the database, right? In the database is 2, so I have to change this, right? So in the database I will have 2. And in the database I will have 4. In the database I will have 8. And when I'm checking it, I will check for 1, 2, and 3. With this bit flag switch, right? I don't know if I can just say, can I just say 2 or not? I can just say 2, right? So I don't know exactly why. I mean, I understand that this is cleaner, but so I can put in, you know, my 1 and 2. Because it's a bit cleaner to do it this way. So this becomes 2 and 4. Right, this becomes 2 and 4. So the total is 6, right? Yeah, exactly. And then I'm checking for my 2, and he's saying, yes, it is 2, right? So it's just because you can make it an enumeration, and so the enumeration is cleaner, right? So I think that's the only reason why it's done this way, right? So that you could have your enumeration starting from, yeah, exactly. So that's why. So in theory, I mean, we already have 1 million enumerations here, but I mean, adding a new one is never a problem. So we will call it PS NPC role. I don't think I need this shit, at least not at the moment. And yeah, so the only difference is that you can do it this way, right? You can do it this way, so you have your PS NPC role, which is kind of clean. And then here you can say if NPC role banker, right? And then you can check this role flag the same way we check it here. Like this, right? So if this is greater than 0, then you have the thing, right? So if role flag, yeah. If role flag, and this is my, yeah, this is my shit, right? So yeah. So if this is greater than 0, then is a banker, right? And then we do the same for the garage man. And maybe in the future, we do the so we remove it from the DB table. Yeah, I think that will be a good idea, because in the future I think we will have more roles for NPC, and I think it would be better to have them all listed this way, so that with one query you can check, right, whatever it is. So this will be garage man, right? And here we will set garage man equal to true, right? Which at the moment I think is not a boolean, right? Is a boolean, is an int. I don't know why exactly is an int, probably because but anyway, it's fine. We can set it as 1. If not, it will stay as 0, right? As, you know, -1 even. -1. -1 is even stronger. Okay. Okay, so like this we read the flags. Now we need to be sure that we are changing all the bankers, right, to 2. Right, because this will go into the database as 2, not as 1. So we have to remember to do this change everywhere. So we basically have to update characters, you know, and set banker equal to 2, where banker was 1. And then we will have to set, the garage man, right? Then we will have to set the garage man as needed. I mean, it's a bit of a change, but I think it's a good change. I think I should also rename the field name, but for now, I will do it in another pass, because otherwise I'm changing too many things and I fear that it will break. So if you want to have a banker that is also a garage man, you set it as 6. If you want to have it just as a garage man, you set it as 4, right? So that's pretty much what you have to do. Okay, it's midnight 10. Holy moly. Guys, I have to go, but I think we did a good reasoning. I think that at the end, what we will do, we will add an NPC. So we will have add a GarageMan flag, right? And this one we did it. We did it to current banker field in characters table, right? So we did this and we did this. Then we need to add the icon in the interact window. Right? And then we need, when you click on that icon, this is what I don't know yet, right? When you click on that icon, we need to pop up a new UI, but the new UI, I don't think it will be like this. I think the new UI need to be, I don't think we'll have the price. I mean, if you want, we can keep the price, but that's not the point, right? The point is not the price. The point is the capacity and the quality. And I don't know if I want to do it like this window, but I don't think it can be this. No, Girosh went away. No, we lost Girosh. What are you doing, Girosh? I don't know if I want to have it this way. I mean, in theory, you already see the quality, but you don't see the capacity. So actually, I think it should be slightly different. And then you need buttons to... You need a button to retrieve it. I mean, if you can have the picture, that would be even nicer, right? I think the picture would be even nice. A little animation for the garage door. You mean when you retrieve the vehicle? The problem is that every door will be in Osha will be one thing, in Idla will be another thing. I don't know. And also, you will be at the MPs. I don't know, maybe, but. For now, just let's try to make it work, right? Then we can make it nicer. But so in theory, I may need the picture, the name, the capacity. The price is not very needed. The quality. And then the status. But I think the status should just be in garage or out of garage. I think this is what it should be. Because you will have listed here only the owned ones. You will not have You will not have the ones that you have to buy, so the purchase will be done in another way, right? The purchase will be done the standard way, so you cannot buy from that window. Now the question is, if it's out of garage and you want to retrieve it, if it's out of garage you want to retrieve it, and for whatever reason it is attached to a character, can we, yeah, I mean, we can do everything. We can detach it, destroy the, we have to destroy the actor and just save to the database that now is no more wherever it is, like in the world or whatever it is, right? But we just change the location to the character inventory with garage as a location in parent, right? So yes. So I think the window at the beginning can be very simple. It can just be a list of cards that are available, and then if he's in the garage, right? So if he's in the garage, I think you can. How do you say when you add a GPS? How do you say when you pick up the cart or the wagon from the garage? We call it, because retrieve I think is good, but retrieve is good, but retrieve we used it already when he's lost, right? When he's lost. Maybe it can be retrieve and recover. So retrieve. How do I say when I take a car out of my garage? What verb can I use when I retrieve my car from my garage? Pick up, retrieve, take, get. Ma take... take out, retrieve, deploy. Take out. Maybe take out is not bad. Take out. Maybe take out is not bad. But then we also need a way to store it again. So how the hell do we store it? Ah, we click on the cart. Yeah, we click on the cart. So there is a takeout button. There is a takeout button in the garage, right? And there is a retrieve when he's lost. And so what I have to do, I have to add a transport icon interact window. I have to create a new UI that lists all your owned transports. I need a function on the NPC, well, not NPC, on the UI. Can the UI list that you're on the transport? UI allows to take out the transport, which means summon the actor in front of the. So we have also to the right. So we also spawn the actor, right? So we also need to define where it spawns, right? Where it spawns. So there should be a location like this. A location where the cart is spawning, and I think we also need to understand if there is already another cart, which may be a problem. So we spawn the actor in that location, but if multiple people spawn in the same place, I think it becomes a mess. This is not very simple, huh? Maybe the garage maybe the garage can have a timeout after some time. You just put it back in. There are a number of problems with space management here, but anyway, we have the UI allowed to take out the transport, so we spawn the actor, and then we need on the transport an icon to store it, right? The problem is that the icon should I think the icon should appear only when you are on the garage, or well, maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it from here. Wait, maybe we can do it. Instead of doing it on the transport, maybe we can do it from this UI. Maybe. So let's say that the UI... so let's say that... so let's say that here you have I think the status may be lost, right? Or status may be unknown, right? Status may be unknown if he's not in the proximity of the garage, right? If he's in the proximity of the garage, I don't know if I want to say unknown or if I want to say... Basically, if he's just outside the garage, we can store it. But if he's whatever in the world, right? I think unknown is probably the best. So you can have this one that is unknown, and then you can have another guy. Another guy. Obviously, will have to be a bit different, right? Here at the moment, unfortunately, it's the same, but... It will have to be another card, right? So unfortunately it is the same guy, but there's no way to make the line bigger than this. Fuck. Really? Okay, this guy is the other guy, right? The one without the border, right? The one without the border. I mean, something like that. So this one may be, right? This one may be. Maybe small car. So I have to go. Fuck, it's midnight 23. I have to go now. So this can be small cart, right? Capacity, I don't care. Price, I don't care. Quality, I don't care. Right? And then the status will be I don't know if I want to say in proximity of garage or something like that. So when it's just outside the door, right? So I don't know if I want to say at garage or something like that, but it's just there. It's just there, right? It's just there. Or maybe we can say available for storage, something like that. Yes, maybe we can say this. Instead of this garage thingy, we can say stored. Yeah, maybe it's better. Status is stored or in store or whatever, stored. And here is available for storage. Yeah, something like that. And so you will have two buttons, right? One is take out, and the other one is what is a store, right? So you will be able to store it or to take it out, right? And yeah. So you will have two buttons. So you will have three possibilities. Three possibilities. The cart is already stored, you can take it out, and is inside the garage. You take it out and it will appear in front, right? It will appear here. Or the cart is status unknown, is somewhere in the world, you don't know where is it, and you can retrieve it. Or the status is available for storage, meaning that it's just outside, right? And maybe we can say nearby. Yeah, maybe we can say nearby, which is easier. So you understand where is it. Right? You can say status nearby. And you can just store it. Because it's near enough, right? It's near to the garage and so you can store it. Yeah, something like this. So we need to have these buttons. Take out, store the transport, and then the retrieve. So if we can do this, at least the system will be kind of functional, right? Will be kind of functional. So we have to do this. Okay, guys, I need to go. Unfortunately, tomorrow I'm not here because I'm playing role-playing games, and also we are restarting the D&D campaign, so I have to invent a bit what the hell they will do. I didn't think to the adventure yet, so I have to... I mean, I have some general ideas, but I need to work on it a bit tomorrow from 6 to 8 in the evening, but let's see. And I will say bye-bye, so I will see you... I don't know when. I will see you probably Saturday morning or Sunday night, because Saturday and Sunday I'm going to the seaside and for a day and a half, and so I will not be here during the weekend, okay? But I can be in the evening of Sunday, okay? Bye-bye. See you. Bye.